Top 20 Automation Manager Interview Questions and Answers. Preparing for an automation manager interview requires showcasing technical expertise, strategic thinking, and leadership skills. Covering automation tools, test prioritization, CI/CD integration, team building, and problem solving. Designed to help candidates articulate their experience and approach, these responses balance technical depth with managerial insights, ensuring you demonstrate the ability to lead automation initiatives, drive quality, and align teams effectively in dynamic, legacy-heavy environments. 1. What automation tools and frameworks are you most experienced with? I'm well-versed in Selenium WebDriver for browser automation, Appium for mobile testing, and Cypress for modern web apps. I've used Java, Python, and JavaScript with frameworks like TestNG, JUnit, and Mocha for test structuring. For API testing, I rely on Postman and Rest Assured. I've also worked with Cucumber for BDD and Robot Framework for keyword-driven testing. My experience extends to cloud platforms like Sauce Labs and BrowserStack, ensuring scalable, cross-environment testing with robust reporting and integration capabilities. 2. How do you decide which tests to automate and which to leave for manual testing? I prioritize automation for repetitive, high-volume, and regression tests to save time and reduce human error. Tests requiring complex setup, stable functionality, or frequent execution, e.g., smoke and sanity tests, are prime candidates. Manual testing suits exploratory testing, one-off scenarios, or tests needing human judgment like UI/UX validation. I assess ROI by evaluating test frequency, execution time, and maintenance effort. Critical paths get automated first, while low-risk or unstable features remain manual until stabilized, ensuring efficient resource allocation. 3. Explain your experience with CI/CD integration in automation. I've integrated automation suites with CI/CD pipelines using Jenkins, GitLab CI, and GitHub Actions. I configured automated test triggers on code commits, ensuring immediate feedback on build quality. Using tools like Selenium and TestNG, I set up parallel test execution to reduce runtime, with results reported via Allure or extent reports. I've managed test environments with Docker and orchestrated pipelines to handle test data setup. My focus is on seamless integration, enabling rapid deployments while maintaining quality through automated checks. 4. Describe a complex automation architecture you've implemented. I designed a hybrid automation framework using Selenium, TestNG, and Cucumber for a web application. It featured a modular structure with reusable page objects, data-driven testing via Excel and JSON, and parallel execution on BrowserStack for cross-browser compatibility. The architecture integrated with Jenkins for CI/CD, using Docker containers for environment consistency. Allure reporting provided detailed test insights. I incorporated API testing with Rest Assured for back-end validation, ensuring end-to-end coverage. The framework reduced test maintenance by 40% and scaled across multiple teams. 5. What's your approach to test data management in automated testing? I use a combination of synthetic data generation and database snapshots for test data management. Tools like Faker generate realistic data, while scripts reset databases to baseline states before tests. For API testing, I create JSON payloads dynamically. Data is isolated per test to avoid interference, using unique identifiers or temporary tables. I integrate with CI/CD to refresh data automatically and maintain a central repository for shared datasets, ensuring consistency, traceability, and compliance with data privacy regulations like GDPR. 6. How do you build and scale an automation team? Building an automation team starts with hiring skilled engineers with diverse expertise in tools like Selenium and programming languages like Python. I define clear roles, pairing senior engineers with juniors for mentorship. To scale, I implement standardized frameworks and processes, ensuring consistency. Cross-training on tools and domains prevents silos. I foster collaboration via regular knowledge-sharing sessions and invest in upskilling through workshops. Gradually increasing automation coverage and integrating with CI/CD pipelines ensure scalability, while maintaining team alignment with project goals. 7. What KPIs or metrics do you use to measure automation success? Key KPIs include automation coverage, percentage of test cases automated, test execution time, defect detection rate, and test maintenance effort. I track flaky test frequency to ensure reliability and monitor CI/CD pipeline pass rates for stability. Cost savings from reduced manual testing hours and ROI from automation tools are critical. Additionally, I measure mean time to detect, MTTD, defects, and test script reusability. These metrics provide a holistic view of automation effectiveness, balancing quality, speed, and resource efficiency. 8. How do you prioritize automation tasks within a sprint or project? I prioritize automation tasks based on business impact, test frequency, and risk. High-priority tasks include automating critical user flows, regression suites, and smoke tests to ensure core functionality. I align with sprint goals, focusing on new features or high-defect areas. Using a risk-based approach, I target complex or error-prone modules first. Stakeholder input helps balance priorities, while I reserve time for framework maintenance and technical debt. Regular backlog grooming ensures tasks align with project timelines and deliver maximum value. 9. Have you developed an automation strategy from scratch? Describe the process. Yes, I developed an automation strategy by first assessing the application's architecture, identifying critical paths, and defining testing scope. I selected tools like Selenium and Appium based on tech stack compatibility. I designed a modular framework with reusable components and integrated it with Jenkins for CI/CD. I prioritized test cases using risk-based analysis, starting with regression and smoke tests. Stakeholder buy-in was secured through ROI projections. Regular reviews and iterative refinements ensured scalability, reducing manual testing by 50% within 6 months. 10. How do you balance speed and quality in automation development? Balancing speed and quality involves prioritizing high-impact test cases for automation while maintaining robust frameworks. I use modular designs with reusable components to accelerate development without sacrificing reliability. Parallel execution and cloud platforms like Sauce Labs reduce runtime. Code reviews and static analysis ensure quality, while flaky test monitoring prevents regressions. I allocate time for technical debt and framework optimization. By focusing on critical paths and leveraging CI/CD for rapid feedback, I deliver fast, reliable automation without compromising test coverage or stability. 11. How do you handle disagreements between manual testers and automation engineers? I resolve disagreements by fostering open communication and aligning both teams on shared goals. I facilitate discussions to clarify roles, emphasizing that manual testing complements automation for exploratory and usability tests. By involving both sides in test case prioritization, I ensure mutual understanding. I use data like defect detection rates to demonstrate automation's value without undermining manual efforts. Regular cross-team workshops build empathy and collaboration, ensuring disagreements are resolved constructively while maintaining a unified focus on quality and project success. 12. How do you communicate test automation value to non-technical stakeholders? I communicate automation's value by translating technical benefits into business outcomes. I highlight cost savings from reduced manual testing, faster release cycles via CI/CD integration, and improved product quality through early defect detection. Using simple metrics like defect escape rate or time saved, I demonstrate ROI. Visual dashboards with clear graphs, e.g. test coverage trends, make impact tangible. I align automation goals with business priorities, like customer satisfaction, ensuring stakeholders understand its role in delivering reliable, high-quality software efficiently. 13. Describe a time you mentored or coached junior automation engineers. I mentored a junior automation engineer struggling with Selenium scripting. I started with one-on-one sessions, explaining page object models and TestNG configurations using real project examples. I assigned small, achievable tasks like automating login flows and provided constructive feedback via code reviews. Pair programming helped build confidence, while I encouraged exploring tools like Cucumber. Over 3 months, their scripts improved, contributing to a 20% increase in test coverage. Regular check-ins and goal setting fostered independence, transforming them into a key team contributor. 14. How do you ensure collaboration between DevOps, QA, and development teams? I foster collaboration by establishing shared goals and clear communication channels. Regular sync-ups like sprint planning or stand-ups align teams on testing priorities. I integrate QA automation into CI/CD pipelines using tools like Jenkins so developers get immediate feedback. Embedding QA in development sprints ensures early test case design. I encourage cross-functional training like DevOps learning basic Selenium to build empathy. Shared dashboards displaying test results and defect trends promote transparency, ensuring all teams work cohesively toward quality and delivery goals. 15. What steps do you take to keep your team motivated and aligned? I keep teams motivated by setting clear goals tied to project impact, like reducing release defects. Regular recognition, such as shout-outs for successful automation scripts, boosts morale. I encourage autonomy by letting engineers choose tasks within their expertise while providing growth opportunities through training on tools like Appium. Transparent communication via weekly check-ins ensures alignment with project objectives. Fun activities like hackathons foster team spirit. By addressing blockers promptly and celebrating milestones, I maintain motivation and focus on shared success. 16. Tell me about a time when your automation suite failed at a critical time. What did you do? During a release, our Selenium suite failed due to an unexpected UI change, causing false negatives. I quickly triaged logs, identifying outdated locators as the issue. I coordinated with developers to stabilize the UI, updated the affected scripts, and ran parallel tests on browser stack to validate fixes. I implemented a postmortem, adding UI change alerts to our CI/CD pipeline and increasing smoke test coverage. This reduced future risks, and the release proceeded with minimal delay, maintaining stakeholder confidence in automation reliability. 17. How do you handle flaky tests in your automation pipeline? I tackle flaky tests by first analyzing logs to identify patterns, like network issues or timing errors. I use retries selectively with tools like TestNG to differentiate true failures. Adding explicit waits in Selenium scripts stabilizes UI interactions. I isolate tests with dedicated datasets to avoid interference. Regular maintenance sprints address technical debt, such as outdated locators. I monitor flaky test trends via CI/CD dashboards, prioritizing fixes for high-impact tests. This approach reduced flakiness by 30%, ensuring reliable pipelines and accurate results. 18. What would you do if automation efforts were delayed and threatening a release deadline? I'd assess the delay's root cause, prioritizing critical test cases, e.g., smoke tests, to ensure core functionality is covered. I'd leverage parallel execution on cloud platforms like Sauce Labs to speed up runs. If needed, I'd temporarily shift low-risk tests to manual execution, coordinating with QA to avoid bottlenecks. I'd communicate transparently with stakeholders, proposing a phased automation rollout post-release. By reallocating resources and optimizing CI/CD triggers, I'd mitigate delays while ensuring release quality, completing critical automation within the timeline. 19. How would you handle legacy code with no existing automation coverage? I'd start by analyzing the legacy codebase to identify critical user flows and high-risk areas. Using a risk-based approach, I'd prioritize automating smoke and regression tests with tools like Selenium. I'd design a modular framework to ensure scalability and maintainability. Pairing with developers, I'd refactor key components for testability, adding hooks where needed. Incremental automation integrated with CI/CD would gradually increase coverage. I'd train the team on the framework, ensuring sustainable progress while balancing manual testing for untested modules. 20. Describe how you would lead the transition from manual to automated testing in a legacy-heavy organization. I'd begin with a pilot project, selecting a critical legacy module for automation using Selenium and TestNG. I'd assess the tech stack, design a scalable framework, and prioritize high ROI tests, e.g., regression suites. Training QA teams on tools and involving developers for testability improvements would ensure buy-in. I'd integrate automation with CI/CD for early feedback. Regular progress reviews and metrics like defect detection rate would demonstrate value. Gradually expanding coverage, I'd reduce manual testing by 50% in 6 months, ensuring quality and stakeholder alignment. Mastering an automation manager interview demands a blend of technical proficiency, strategic vision, and leadership finesse. These 20 questions and answers equip you to showcase your expertise in automation tools, CI/CD integration, team scaling, and problem solving. By emphasizing clear communication, data-driven decisions, and collaboration, you can confidently demonstrate your ability to drive efficient, high-quality automation in any organization, paving the way for successful project outcomes and career advancement.